I'm sorry. I kind of have to start this one by laughing, even though it's no laughing matter. It is kind of a I told you so, or maybe the Bible told you so. I don't know. But this is absolutely crazy. We said it from even last year before Russia had invaded Ukraine. We said Europe's going to be in trouble. The former president said Europe is going to be in trouble. Stop depending on Russian oil. You guys are thinking incorrectly. And then they back Russia into a corner. They sort of, in an essence, somewhat forced Russia's hand to act on Ukraine, which, of course, I do not support. I do not condone, nor will I ever support or condone that action. But what's even more interesting is while they were arrogantly standing up with the leader of Ukraine and saying, we're with you and everything's going to be good and Russia's going to fail, they weren't thinking about the fact that Russia had already won. And they weren't thinking about the fact that Russia had all of Europe in its trap from before this even started. And there was not a lot of thought that went into the very things that I'm about to read to you right now. I'm looking at an article from Zero Hedge. This one is unbelievable. Actually, they are quoting an article from oilprice.com. And this is what the article says. And this is remarkable. Let me just read a portion of this. Now, mind you, this is an article from last week, but it still has a lot of significance. Actually, it's an article from today, which of course would be last week to you when I'm recording this. But it says this: 3 months from now, an EU-wide embargo on Russian crude oil imports will kick in, shutting off almost all shipments of the commodity from Russia to Europe. But right now, Europe is importing over 1 million barrels of Russian crude daily and has been doing so for the last month. Someone is stocking up before the traps turn dry. Now, let me tell you what that means. Folks, first of all, that means that Europe is still paying Russia in rubles. Okay, remember when they said, we'll never pay Russia in rubles? They're doing it, which means they are strengthening the economy of Russia. And had they actually done what they were supposed to do back then Russia's economy would have gone weak, but it's not. It's actually going strong. And of course, Putin is quite brilliant in that he has made this a war between the West and Russia as opposed to a particular character and Russia. And this is why he has been gaining a lot of support from Russians all over Russia. And it is unbelievable to see what is happening. Let me read the next 2 paragraphs of this because this is crazy. It says, while they publicly condemned Russia, referring to all of Europe, for its actions in Ukraine, and equally publicly assure their constituents that sanctions are working, Europe and other politicians make no mention of the continuing Russian oil purchase. Why don't they make mention of it? Because they're in trouble and they know they're in trouble. They're in trouble because they made very, very, very bad decisions, folks. This is terrible. And it's interesting because Russia is still exporting 3.32 million barrels of crude daily by sea. And that is, guys, an unbelievable number. They're making more money. They're growing financially. Their military is growing stronger. Make no mistake about it. We are seeing a nation begin to be prepared for what we read about in Ezekiel chapter 38. Folks, we don't know what the Bible says about the very moments that are going on right now because I don't think those are being mentioned in the Bible, but we know what the end game is going to be. And folks, we are rapidly moving towards the end game. That is the story of what's happening here in Russia. And it's pretty amazing to see the hypocrisy of the European leaders, the European Union leaders, the United Nations, and even the United States of America. They are shooting themselves in the foot, the leg, the back, the booty, and everywhere else. It's not good, you guys. Did I just say they're shooting themselves in the booty? I should have said butt. That sounds like a little more masculine. Anyway, that's what's happening. God is always right. Man is always wrong unless they actually quote what God happens to say. So there we go, folks. Jesus is coming soon. This stuff is awesome. God bless you.